Good morning and welcome to our webinar this morning. It's good to have you with us. And I know that today, this webinar is going to change your life. It's going to give you great insight into your business and is really going to make a difference in every area of your life, I believe. So stay with us. I just wanted to introduce myself this morning, and we've got an exciting lineup for you this morning with regards to this presentation. And I want to get you as excited about this as I have been for so long, because it really, really impacts people's lives. So welcome again. So who are we? Let us start with who we are. Well, firstly, we are people here at DCS who love impacting lives and transforming businesses. And may I just quickly say, actually, just interrupt myself. If you have any comments, you can put that in the chat. I won't have time to look at that during the presentation. I'd prefer, actually, if you could send me a mail with all of your questions to dynamic8@gmail.com. If you just want to send us a mail with your questions, and I promise to get back to you straight after the presentation. So at DCS, we love impacting lives and transforming businesses. And the screen that you saw when we started is something that we are going to be working towards. Every person has a page like that, if you will. So my name is George Kuhn, and I was born in South Africa some years ago now. And I started out my career in the South African police services, and actually in the fraud department. And from there, I went on to work for a finance company. And so my career started developing. And then I found myself working for a construction firm, currently the largest construction firm in South Africa. And I became one of the financial managers. And through my time there, what I found constantly was that there was always this departmental and interdepartmental divisions within the business, which greatly hampered the business. It greatly delayed things to get done. Communication was a problem, and people didn't understand one another, and they were always fighting amongst the departments, and people disagreeing on things. And so throughout my career there, in order for this to change, this became a focus that I started looking at to improve and to change these things, because I realized that if our relationships could be better, then surely the business must be better. But the question was, how did I do this? Or how could I do this? And that's the question that I asked myself at that time. And so I found the answers, but I didn't find the answers, where you traditionally would think. What I did is in 2011, I went to a marriage seminar that my wife and I attended. Somebody invited us to this marriage seminar. And at this marriage seminar, they shared with us a tool that assists couples with their relationship. And I thought to myself, so marriage is a relationship, and so is business. Only business is a relationship on a larger scale. And so I started wondering, when I saw the problems that I was having within my departments and within the business, within the division of the business I was in, I thought to myself, could this not work? Since marriage is a business, so marriage is a relationship, forgive me, and a business is a relationship. Because at the end of the day, you hear the saying, people buy from people, people deal with people. At the end of the day, we are all human beings. At the end of the day, we are all in it for relationship. At the end of the day, there's much more to business than just money. At the core of it really is relationship. And you can go and have a look at it. The greater the relationships are, the greater the success is in a business, in a community, in a marriage. All right. So I asked, could this tool be applied effectively in the business environment? And so what happened is I decided to test it. And I want to tell you that with great, phenomenal results. Within 1 month, I saw such a change that I did not expect. I thought it would take some time and some grinding, but it was so quick and so effective that it absolutely astounded me. And so enters the flag page. And I've taken myself off screen, as you can see, so I can show you and have you focused on the flag page. And this is the tool that we are so excited about that we want to present to you. And I know it's going to make a difference. This tool, I want to guarantee you this. This tool, if you apply this tool in any of your relationships, obviously today we are dealing with business. If you apply this tool in any of your relationships, it's going to make the world of difference because it deals with people, and it makes dealing with people simple. You know, we say, personality and relationship is complicated. Well, it doesn't have to be. And we are going to help you today to take the complication out of relationships, whatever fashion that may be. Okay, so what is the flag page? Well, in order to find out what the flag page is, we first need to see what the flag page is not. So what it is not, the flag page is not a personality test. Personality tests run into hundreds and hundreds of questions. They were developed by people with PhDs, and it's so complicated. I remember doing some personality tests years ago, and by the time I got to question 100 out of 250, I was fed up, and I just started ticking whatever I thought, they wanted me to say. And the interpretation of a personality test becomes very, very difficult. So the flag page is not a personality test. It focuses not on a person's personality, but on a person's motivation. It's not an analysis of strengths and weaknesses. We don't care what is wrong with a person. We look at what is right, because I want to tell you this, that what we have discovered is that when you start focusing on what is right about a person, then all of the other things seem to dim into the distance. So it's not an analysis of strengths and weaknesses. We're not interested in what is wrong with a person. We focus on what is right with a person. And so what the developer of the flag page has done, and this started in 1993, it was developed, is they looked at all the different personality tests, the Myers-Briggs, the types indicator, the DISC personality test, the colors, etc. And they found, and they even looked at the ancient Hippocrates rating of sanguine, melancholy, phlegmatic, and choleric. And they found that the strength of these personality tests were in the detail that it would give unto the reader. But it also found that it gave too much information, and it was constantly subject to interpretation. So from that perspective, the developer developed the flag page, simplifying it, because he discovered that really every single person in the world could be classified into what they call 4 temperaments, and we refer to them as 4 countries, which we're going to show you shortly. So what is the flag page? Well, number one, the flag page helps people discover who they are. This is a big problem we're facing in society today, and in businesses and in relationships, is that people don't know who they are, so they don't know who to tell other people who they are. They don't know how to help other people relate to them. So it helps people discover who they are. It shows what is right about the person. It shows us why we act the way we act. It shows us why we react the way we react. And it shows us what we love about life and how we succeed. And the first thing that the flag page does is it puts, whenever we do the flag page, and we're going to show you how that it is done, what the flag page does is it assigns every person what we call a country, a home country and an adopted country, and we will explain what that is. But these are pretty much the four temperaments that just about everybody in the world can be classified into. And the 4 countries show us why we act the way that we act. All right, and we're going to go and look at the countries, and this is so very important, and we want to show you how this is going. And as I keep interrupting myself because I get so excited about this, but as I go through it, you will start recognizing traits that you have. You will start recognizing traits that other people have, and so we just want to give you an in-depth explanation of what these are, and then we're going to show you how to get to this and how we can help you in your business to apply this and to bring great synergies, greater cohesion. We're going to help you reduce greatly. Oh, it's so phenomenal. We're going to help you greatly reduce frustration, miscommunication, and we're going to show you how to effectively speak to people, how to effectively communicate, how to effectively motivate, and how to effectively reward each and every single person within your organization. Okay, so the 4 countries, 4 temperaments, we call them countries. And the reason for that is because, like different countries, every single one of us have a different set of beliefs, a different set of customs, a different set of or different language, and a different set of values. Just like different countries, we each as an individual have these differentiating aspects. Okay, so the first country we're going to look at is the square black and white country of control. Now, for the residents of this country, it is all about getting it done. Whatever you do, just get it done. And the black and white and the square shaped indicates their direct, hard ways. Okay, now, before I carry on, I just want to say this. It is very important for us to understand that everything we're going to deal with today is what is good and right about a person. There are no negatives here, and that's very, very important to understand. Okay, get it done. Their favorite vehicle is the bulldozer because they like to make a way where there is no way. And unfortunately, sometimes what they do in trying to make a way is that they drive over people, unintentionally so. And when you call them out on it, they say, yes, okay, but look how much I have gotten done. All right, so the words that they like to hear, the language that they like to hear is grasp, control, get it done, appreciate, accomplish, and achieve. When they are not driving the bulldozer, you see this person here in the orchestra, leading the orchestra. These people are natural leaders. They love to be in charge. You don't have to ask them to be in charge. They will naturally take charge. Their deepest need is give me appreciation for what I do. That's their deepest need. Now, I want to just stop here very quickly and say this. It is not a want. It is not a nice to have. It is an absolute essential for a person from this country to be happy. They must get appreciation for what they do. Now, for the residents of the other countries, it's very difficult to give them appreciation for what they do when they drive over us in their bulldozer. But it is an absolute essential need that they have. And we're going to see this with each and every single one of the countries. Their tone of voice, impatient, intense, quick words, abrupt. They like to talk, but not to listen very much. So in summary, the country of control, get it done. My greatest need is give me appreciation for what I do. And when you do that, I will become my very best, a born leader with tons of confidence, a goal setter, independent, moves quick to action, bold. But if we do not validate them, or worse, we criticize them, they can become their very worst. Bossy, impatient, quick-tempered, demanding, know-it-all, and arrogant. Best to keep me at my best. And we'll see this for each and every single one of the countries. The next country we have is the star-shaped country of fun. And for the residents of this country, it's all about having fun, all about being the star of the show, indicated by the star shape. Their favorite vehicle is the jet plane, high speed and no limits. And oftentimes they go flying about, whizzing about in life, and they cause themselves great harm. They crash into walls, figuratively speaking. And when you stop them and say, well, why did you do that? Why didn't you just slow down? Their response normally is exactly the same. Well, because it was fun. And as a funny story that I heard someone say, they say, if you get onto an aeroplane and you hear that it was made by a person from fun country or assembled by a person from fun country, get off. They don't like to pay attention to detail. Again, none of the things we're talking about are negatives today because we are focusing on the positives. All right. If they're not in their jet plane, the bottom right-hand side here, people, they love to be around people. They love to be noticed, and they don't care why they are noticed. They're typically the people that will tell you the most embarrassing stories to a stranger, a complete stranger, and they don't care because they just want to get noticed. Now, the language that they like to hear, the words is really, happy, good time, funny, great, and fun. Now, notice it's completely different to this language. completely different. And you will notice this with every single country. Now, if this person is communicating with this person, but using these words, this person becomes an ineffective communicator. But if this person uses these words here, really happy, good time, funny, great, and fun in their sentences, without even knowing it, this person from fun country is already listening inside and already starting to respond. Now, their tone of voice, lots of lows, lots of highs. They are very chatty, humor in everything. They even smile on the phone, even though no one can see them. When they talk on the phone, they are constantly smiling. Okay, their deepest need, and again, as with the residents from control country, if for the residents of the other countries, it's quite difficult to give it to them. We want approval for the way that we act. I want inclusion. And again, oftentimes people say, don't encourage them because they are being too much. Don't encourage them, let them calm down. But so what happens is we withhold from them the very thing that they need. Now, I want you, as we go through this, to just be aware of people like this in your organization. And I know that as you're listening to this, that you are already starting to place certain people within your team, within your organization, within your family, within your friendship circle, and it's starting, the light switch is coming on, and you're starting to understand, okay, this is why they do what they do. All right, give me approval for the way I act. I want to have fun. Give me approval for the way I act, and I will be my very best. Enthusiastic, optimistic, inspirational, great sense of humor, loves people, sincere at heart. If we disapprove, or we don't validate, or we criticize them, they can become their very worst. Talks too much, exaggerates, seems phony, forgets responsibilities, no discipline, easily distracted. Best to keep me at my best. And when we validate them, then this is the person we get, and a beautiful person to be. Not so nice to be around, nice to be around. Okay, next we have the diamond-shaped country of perfect. And these people are always looking to get it right. Whatever you do, just get it right. All right. And their favorite vehicle is the train. And there are two reasons for that. The vehicle always has a destination. It always has a purpose. And the train tracks always line up. Things are always precise. And oftentimes these people get accused of being control freaks, because when the train tracks don't line up, they stop the train, they get off, and they fix the train tracks before they carry on. And then they are accused of being control freaks, but they are not interested in controlling their environment. They are only interested in making sure that things are right. If you accuse this person of being a control freak, they will smile and agree with you, and they would like that. Whereas this person will take offense if you call them a control freak, because they're not interested in being in charge. They're just interested in making sure things are right. Okay, if they're not driving their train, what they like to do, details. That's the magnifying glass. Details, 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 details. They love details. The greatest, or let's say it like this, they take details and they make it alive. The world's greatest musicians, artists, poets, writers, technicians, architects, and they all come from this country because they are able to take the details and make it come alive. Now look at the language: ideal, sensitive, right, feel, details, perfect. You use these words in a sentence or in your communication to this person, and all of a sudden they are listening without even realizing it. They can be upset with you in a business environment. You use these words and they will listen without even knowing that they're listening or acknowledging to you that they are listening. Again, please note how different it is to these words and to these words. The words are never the same. And this is part of the reason why we find such ineffective communication within the business environment, is because we just want to speak our own language. I am from this country, perfect country, so I like to speak this language. I like to use these words. But if I use these words and I speak to this person, they're not going to hear what I want to say. And so this is why we see such ineffective communication, misunderstandings, etc. within the business environment, because we speak our own language instead of speaking the other country's language. Okay, kind of like going from England to France or England to Spain. If you are an English speaking person and you can speak Spanish, your communication will be much more effective in Spain than speaking English, for instance. Okay, so their tone of voice talks a lot, says very little, because they want to make sure things are right. They are serious and concerned, enjoys lots of details. Their deepest need: give me sensitivity for the way that I feel. sensitivity for the way that I feel. Now, ironically, it's very difficult to give these people this, as with the other countries, but it is an absolute essential. It is not a nice to have, an absolute essential. Why is it difficult to give it to them? Simply because the way that these people show you that they care about you is they tell you what is wrong about you. You see this magnifying glass? It looks at the details. It also looks at what's wrong. And so when this person cares about you, they will tell you what is wrong with you. If they didn't care about you, they would just ignore you. And so people think, other people from other countries, the residents from the other countries, think that they are being, they come across as tough and uncaring, so I can be tough and uncaring, but actually they are the world's most sensitive people. All right, so if you're sensitive to my needs, I will get it right and I'll become my very best: faithful, persistent, idealistic, creative, organized, thoughtful. But if you don't validate me, or worse, criticize me, I can become my very worst: remembers negatives, moody, depressed, feels guilty, too much time planning, standards too high, and insecure around people. Then the last country we have, and again, let me just say that, best to keep me at my best. The last country we have is the cloud-shaped country of peace. And just as a breeze gingerly pushes along the clouds in the sky, so the residents of peace country like to move along at a gingerly pace. They love to get along. There's a song that says, "Why can't we all just get along?" I'm sure it was written by a person from this country, or maybe from perfect country. All right, let us all just get along. Their favorite vehicle, the gondola. They love to float about on calm pools of water, not rivers, not the sea, calm pools. You will notice that the person, he has no oars. They have no interest in rowing anywhere. They like to just go with the flow. All right, now a lot of residents from the other countries like to give them oars, take this gondola, stick it down the Zambezi River and go white river rafting, especially if it is this person, and generally freaks this person out completely. All right, the words that they like to hear, or before we go there, let us look at this graphic over here. And this is this person lying in the hammock with the mowing the lawn is not laziness. It is energy efficiency, low energy output. In their mind, it's not laziness, it's efficiency. All right, the words that they like to hear: no hassle, easy way, relax, low maintenance, respect, smart. Again, very different from all the other languages. Let us speak one another's language. Okay, their tone of voice: few lows, few highs. They like to be even. They like silence. They don't always acknowledge your comments. They have a surprise sense of humor because they are actually quite witty, the people from this country. All right, their deepest need: give me respect for who I am. They want respect for who they are. You give them the respect for who they are, and they will become their very best: competent, consistent, witty, patient, peaceful, a good listener. But if we don't validate them, or worse, we criticize them, they can become their very worst: fearful and worried, can't make decisions, too shy, little self-motivation, resents being pushed, and resists change. Okay, so best to keep me at my best. And that is the flag page. Countries, it shows us why we act the way that we act. If we look at this, this helps us to understand who different people are, and it helps us, if we don't understand this, we tend to criticize people from other countries. The next thing that the flag page does is it tells us our motivations, how we react to input into our lives. Are we soft-natured? Are we hard-natured? Or are we a balancing person? A balancing person, we tell this by the number in the yellow circle. Anything 15, 15 or less means the person is a balancing person, and they can move between soft and hard natures quite easily. But this person is predominantly soft-natured, whereas this person is predominantly hard-natured. It's nothing wrong with this one. Nothing wrong with this one. They both right. They are just different. The person on this side will view the world in terms of scales of gray. They will look at the world in terms more emotional, in terms of relationship. They're more concerned about the relationship. They're concerned about grace or mercy. They look at our input into their lives as friend or foe, and they are generally the person, the people that need a hug. On the right-hand side, the person that is hard-natured is less flexible. These people are more flexible. These people are less flexible. Okay, and they are more about black and white, more logical than emotional, more results-based orientated than relationship, more about truth than grace or mercy, more about right or wrong. And that's how they view your input into their lives. Is it right or is it wrong, rather than friend or foe? And they are all about the bottom line. Not so much needing a hug, they are, give me the bottom line. Now, whenever we force a hard-natured person to go to the soft nature, it never ends very well. They throw everything, all logic out the window, and they tend to become everything that we do not want. Whenever we expect a person who's soft-natured to go to the hard-natured side, they are never a good hard-natured person. They just become the Hulk. Think the Hulk. You won't like me when I am hard. All right. So it's best to appreciate and support whatever the person is. Now, the balancing person can be either or, can be either hard or soft. Now, it's lovely for them. What makes it tricky for us who are not balancing people is it's not always easy to peg them, how they will react to your input when you make a statement or when you say something or when you ask them something. You don't know if they're going to react this way or this way. So it can be a little bit tricky to peg them. But when we know that they are a balancing person, if you got somebody like that in your team, you know that you can get either one of the responses and you understand why then they would do what they do. Then the last thing that the flag page does, and this is where it got its name from, is it says what we love about life, what our top 5 motivations in life are, how we succeed in life. Effectively, it is a photo or a picture of your heart. And these 5 motivations within a person, when we support them, it is virtually impossible for that person not to be happy and to succeed. But when we do not support them, it is virtually impossible for that person to be happy or to succeed. All right, we must be willing to support this in one another if we are to get the best out of one another, what the other person has to offer. This effectively represents the core of who the person is, represents their roadmap to success. And oftentimes, or more often than not, the motivations in this, they either intensify or tame, whether you are from whichever country you are from. So those flag page motivations will either intensify or tame aspects or traits of the country that you, or the temperament that you are from. So that is the flag page. It's the only personality. It's not a personality test, but it's the only test that will ask you no questions. Instead, you are asked to respond to go through 3 steps, only 3 steps, taking a maximum of 15 minutes. 3 steps, a total 15 minutes, and you are asked to respond to 56 traits, how they make you feel. Which traits? Firstly, what you do is you go on and you get the code, and we'll explain to you when you connect with us how to get that, how to do that. And you select every trait that you feel describes you. Now, you mustn't think about this. It's that comes naturally, instantly, you know, like everybody can almost be anything in this list. I can stay in the background, but it doesn't accurately describe me. So you go with what you feel, you go with your heart rather than with your head, because this is all about motive. So firstly, you're going to choose all the traits that you believe accurately describe you. And if you don't know the meaning of the word, you simply hover over the word and it gives you a little description. The next step, step number 2, is all the motivations that you've chosen, you're going to arrange in order of importance in terms of scale of 1 to 10, how it makes you feel. Forgive me, not order of importance. On a scale of 1 to 10, you're going to rate each emotion, how it makes you feel. And then the last step that you're going to do is your top 10 motivations. If you have less, then it will bring up less. But your top 10 motivations is going to give you here, and you're going to arrange them. Just the top 5 is going to ask you to choose the top 5, which you believe out of the ones that you rated 9 or 10. It's going to ask you which ones mean the most to you in order of importance, A, B, C, D, and E. And then what happens is you have this printout. And this you can have for each and every single one of your employees. And when you have this, you have a printout of their heart. You have a roadmap to their success. And this is what we at DCS do. We have got over 10 years of experience and training in this, and we help you to do this for each and every single one of your employee. We help you to establish whether you've got the right personnel in the right position. We do not get involved in a staff replacement. We simply work with the staff you have and make recommendations based on that. So this is my flag page, my top 5 motivations, whether I'm soft-natured, hard-natured, my home country and my adopted country. Again, things that we will talk to you. We don't have the time for that today. We will talk with you when you connect with us. We'll tell you what the scores mean, and we show you here how this person succeeds. This person likes to work, likes to create, likes to take charge, and likes to be a showman, for instance. So all of these aspects is how I succeed in life. This is another person's flag, very different. This happens to be my wife, very, very different to mine. And so you find very different people within your organization. Look at this, for instance, 2 leaders. Both of these guys, this person and this person, will both be great leaders, because this is what this combination is. Control fun is the combination for a leader. We call them the world's greatest leaders, for instance, but they will lead very differently. Look at their scores are very different, number one. And also their motivations are very different. So though they both will lead, they will lead in very, very different manners. Okay, so that is the flag page, and that is as much time as we have today. So very quickly, what do you get by partnering with us? So we offer an introductory session for you and all your employees, your leadership team, your managers. You decide who you want to include. This is the beauty of Zoom. You can have as few or as many as you choose. It doesn't change the fee. We work with you to analyze the effectiveness of your current placements and your roles based on the flag page. We mentor you to apply the flag page and how to apply, how to inspire, how to motivate, and how to reward each individual. We will make recommendations for optimum placements based on the flag page talent groups, whether for individuals or for teams. We show you how to reward different individuals effectively. Money is not as an effective reward as many think, believe me. We avail ourselves to assist you with future talent acquisition from an EQ perspective, emotional quotient, emotional intelligence, flag page fit. Will this person fit with my team? Will there be synergy? Will they bring to the team what I think they're going to bring to the team, despite the fact that they've got the experience, the qualifications, the IQ? Will they have the attitude? Will they have the fit for our organization? We provide mentoring for easy and effective conflict resolution, and we provide mentoring on leadership that goes beyond just positional leadership. This is a simple, cost-effective, result-yielding tool that you cannot do without in your business. As we said, just 3 easy steps taken in approximately 15 minutes total, and within minutes, you can have an operation manual for yourself and for each person within your organization and for each team, each department, etc. This can be done in the comfort of your office or your home. We can help you whether you're in the UK, USA, Africa, Asia, Europe, anywhere in the world, because we are not bound by the physical location anymore. And so these are all the benefits that you get by partnering with us. We are flexible. You choose how many you want to include, whether 1 or 1,000. We have various affordable packages available, some from as little as £50 per month. And we will work with your business to tailor fit. We have a discussion with you. We sit down, we have a meeting on Zoom or in person as you choose, and we see what your requirements are and help you to get your organization working in synergy and cohesion. So the flag page is a powerful tool that helps people discover who they are and who those around them are. And now with a simple, colorful printout, you'll have insights that you may never have had before. I want to thank you for your time this morning. And if you think this can benefit you, your organization, your community, your church, your ministry, wherever this may be, please send us an email to dynamicimpact8@gmail.com with the subject flag page, and we will get a hold of you and set up a meeting, however is more convenient and when is convenient for you, and we will get the ball rolling, see what your needs are. I am so excited about this process, about this program, and we would love to share it with you. I want to share my heart with you this morning that for us at DCS, this is about more than just a business. It's about more than just the money side. This for us is to help people succeed. Our opening slide says, we love impacting lives and transforming businesses. This is our ethos. This is our motive. And we would love to be a part of seeing you and your business, your team, your organization, your ministry, your program, whatever it is, we are passionate about seeing you succeed and go to greater heights. Thank you very much for your time.